Oh man, I did a stream yesterday, but I was feeling way too tired for some reason. It's gonna be back at it again today, though. On a night where I was actually thinking about watching Bills versus Dolphins until I realized, like, yeah, it's gonna be a really boring game because Miami's kind of garbage right now. I mean, granted, it is what it is, but for anyone watching this back on the VOD or watching live, I hope everyone's having a pretty good night. Get started here in a few minutes. I gotta say, I've been having a lot of fun going back through and not only playing this, but also just reliving some of the wackier moments that I think of the 90s. Not that I was much conscious for it. I mean, I was born in 96, but nonetheless, like, going back and looking at a lot of just the way that gaming was at the time, and a lot of the older age of, you know, not only online, like, how game journalism was at the time, but even just the way that gaming culture existed at the time. It's funny looking back at a lot of it, and actually I wanted to cover it here with one of the actual titles that we got. So you're gonna notice that the title of this stream was Madonna Brea was almost real. There's actually a really funny reason for that. I didn't know this until recently when I was going through and was watching the video. Just on the history of Parasite Eve, because I'm like, okay, I need to refresh myself a little bit. I know a lot of the dev history of this game. Let me turn this down a little bit. I know the dev history of this game quite a lot, but I wanted to go back through and watch some of the old videos. I completely forgot. I can't remember who it was, so forgive me, but I didn't notice that one of the pieces of information that came out in '99. So this game came out in '98, and I'm assuming it was just, like I said, survival horror games in '98 were super popular, right? This was the era of, like, Resident Evil had come out, RE1 had come out, and was massive in its success and its ability to bring, like, survival horror to the forefront as, like, this new innovative genre in the age of, like, early 3D games. To not only then go on and release, like, RE2 after that, but in the middle of that, like, Parasite Eve had come out, and a lot of games were starting to kind of ape the survival horror genre and kind of tweak it to their own. You know what I mean? It's not as if, like, Parasite Eve 1 anyway was a direct copy of Resident Evil, but apparently these were popular enough to the point where even celebrities and certain companies were on it, being like, "Oh, we could start doing video game adaptations." Now, these weren't new, but this article kind of got brought up in that video, and it took me for a loop. Desperately seeking Eve, Madonna scoops up rights to the U.S. film version of Parasite Eve. Now, I don't know whether or not she was going to be the director. I don't know whether she was going to star as Aya Brea. I'm assuming that was the idea behind it. But the idea of her as Aya is, I think, ridiculous to me. I don't know. Let's just go through this. While we're still waiting for the George Romero film rendition of Resident Evil, our ears caught onto another PlayStation 2 movie project, and another big name rather, is attached to it. Madonna has secured the US film rights to Parasite Eve, a Square designed PlayStation RPG based on a Japanese film that was based on a Japanese novel. So, we have a US film based on a video game that's based on a film that's based on a book. No word onto who was scripting, starring, producing, directing, funding, or watching the movie, but head on over to our sister entertainment site Daily Movies for the most current information on the project. We just thought you should know. Now, that's already ridiculous enough as is, the idea that, like I said, she would be Aya Brea in this case. I can't really imagine what a Madonna 1990, or I guess by the time this came out, like 2000, Parasite Eve movie would look like. Can't imagine it would be good, but who knows? But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Right up until the moment where they had to come out, like, okay, this got posted February 1st. 2 days later, on February 3rd, 1999. It's embarrassing. Square says no on Madonna. The Material Girl doesn't have the rights to Parasite Eve, according to Square. So, not even like a week before they had to backtrack and be like, oh, yeah, sorry about that, right? And apparently this was a guy, a representative out from Square, that had reached out to like IGN and other sites being like, no, none of that. We're not doing that. Because again, this is a licensed game. They don't have the rights to necessarily like say, oh yeah, sure, you could use our game because it's not theirs. You know, they'd had to work with Kadokawa and Hideaki Sena, and there was already a movie release, so it's kind of weird to have like a Hollywood release immediately after that. But anyway, on Monday we posted a news story about Madonna acquiring the film rights to Square's Parasite Eve video game. Today we received a phone call from a Square representative. The information you posted is wrong. Madonna does not have the rights to the film. Our source, a reporter who closely follows the movie industry, disagrees. And we believe, based on his knowledge of the matter, that Madonna has either secured or is in the process of acquiring the rights to Parasite Eve, the movie. But, apparently, Square is neither ready to discuss these matters, nor does it want to squander a deal that may be in the making, and thus called us to clarify the matter. More than any other video game company, Square has always held its cards close to its chest, and has yet to make a public announcement on Parasite Eve, the movie. So the company is bound to not want any information leaked out about its public movie deals. We don't blame them. Still, the truth will pan out soon enough. Stay tuned. Now, yeah. This is very, like I said, they don't have the rights to this, like, at all. You know what I mean? It's a licensed game based off of the book. It does make sense that Square at the time would come out and be like, hey, yeah, no, like, don't put out information that we're working on X, Y, and Z. And especially, it's like, don't come to us about it. Like, we're just making the video game at the end of the day. Granted, I have no idea, like, what the deals were that they had signed. I don't know if these are along the lines of like, oh yeah, you have full rights. I doubt it, based off of how IP and copyright tends to work. I know that people normally just give you the rights for a game or a series of games. I mean, they started working on Parasite Eve 2 almost immediately after this, so I have to imagine that it was some sort of deals like laid out where, you know, they had like X amount of games that they could release. I'm assuming it was a deal for 2. But yeah, it's so weird to think about, like, the fact that they would go and say, like, well, yeah, well, our source disagrees, we have that. It's like, why would Madonna, of all people, like, want the rights to play, like, Aya Brea in a Parasite Eve movie? It's like, I get it, you know what I mean? Blonde, she's popular, she's, like, a star, but, like, what does she have to offer that realistically would be like, oh, yeah, Madonna makes sense for a Parasite Eve movie? Like, I don't know. But I'd also have to imagine, too, on top of that, like, maybe it was one of those things where, I don't know, maybe it was, like, a representative, like, a person, being like, hey, video game movies are popular, right? Resident Evil's kicking off. You should be in a horror franchise based off of, you know, a popular game. And maybe, like, Parasite Eve was just the next one up, because Silent Hill wasn't even out yet at this time, I don't think. This is February of 99. Silent Hill came out in late 99. I forgot what the year was. Hold on. Sage would know better than me off the top of my head. Okay, so yeah, Silent Hill 1 came out February 23rd, 1999. So yeah, it's a couple of weeks away from when this article was written. And which means it says, if this was true, and we're assuming that this is all true, then this would have all been in the works for a minute. Now, why it fell through, that's a whole nother question. And I'm assuming that maybe it was just one of those cases where they had tried to reach out, maybe work out a deal, and I'm guessing maybe it just fell through because they couldn't work out, like, money. Maybe it was one of those cases where Square Pictures was already like, hey, we're hard at work on The Spirits Within. Maybe we just don't have, like, the capacity and the energy to be able to, like, put this stuff out. And that's a very real possibility. I gotta admit, I hated the idea of it when I first heard it, and it's still, like I said, weird to me now. I'm repeating myself, but I kind of want to see what it looks like. You know what I mean? Because I see renders like that all the time on, like, Reddit, man. Like the renders of, oh, I wish we could have gotten a Parasite Eve movie because people don't know about the book and have never seen like the JP movie. But like I see renders all the time, like AI uh mock-ups of Parasite Eve, and they're always the worst thing because it looks like just some random like white girl that's went to a Spirit Halloween, got like a Jill Valentine outfit minus the vest, and then they Photoshop like this green sort of like energy that's supposed to be like parasite energy or something like that, or maybe like fire into the woman's hand, and that's supposed to be like the render for Parasite Eve. And it's like, yeah, fundamentally that's kind of what the movie would look like, but I don't want an AI render. I want like an actual mock-up, or at least like a real thing, because I think that that would be a really cool like franchise. And honestly, when you think about like 90s and 2000s properties that were based on horror, right? You think of the Resident Evil franchise, and you think of others. I think that police girl with blonde police girl with supernatural powers chasing after some weird like scientific abomination is like right for it's like right up like 90s 2000s alley as far as like movies go. Like you could just see the direction in your head where it's like that weird tinted blue or like tinted like whatever, like the color grading is just full screen over, where they're like, we're gonna tint it all blue or tint it all green. They think like iRobot or something like that. And I could imagine it. I don't know if it would be good, but I can imagine it. What's weird to me too is that they I don't know. It's weird to me that they just never pulled the trigger on that. But then again, I mentioned this in the first part. In other videos that I've watched have mentioned this too, where Parasite Eve notoriously kind of got shafted. I mean, don't mean the game. I mean like the property, the book. Kind of got shafted because it came out a little bit too ahead of its time. So PE came out 95. It didn't get translated in the West until like 2005, and by then we're like way past that sort of era. Well, not way past, but we're a little bit going on past that era to the point where other properties have kind of taken hold. So things like The Ring, and unfortunately, it was just a little bit too ahead of its time to the point where people didn't really get the appeal of it. It wasn't until actually I think The Ring where J horror kind of took off more as like an idea that people were super into, or at the very least like that audiences were kind of gravitating towards. Is that James Gunn? I think it was. So I think it was just one of those cases where had Parasite Eve come out in like in 97, 98, right? You would have gotten a PS2 tie-in game. Whether or not that would have been done by Square is up in the air at that point, or who knows who would have done it. You definitely would have gotten the movie, but you probably would have gotten a Western adaptation. Like, you would have gotten a movie. I don't know who would have starred in it. I don't think it would have been Madonna. Maybe, what was the girl who played Jean Grey in the X-Men movies? I forgot her name. Could have been her. Could have been a number of people, but something shook out, or the way things shook out, rather. It's a damn shame. But such is the life of weird movie tie-ins that didn't actually amount to anything. On top of that, I did also find and think about this, the old Squaresoft website for Parasite Eve, and I want to check this out at some point, but I'm going to wait until a little bit later until we actually dive into that. So for right now, let's go ahead and start back up into the actual game, if I can get that up here. Madonna Brea. Such a weird fucking concept. I would have watched it. So if I remember correctly, last time we were actually at the state. Right. This is the save that I made just in case we needed the junk, but I don't think we're actually gonna need to. But just in case. Okay, so just a story recap. Last time, Aya was in Central Park. She witnessed Eve turn everyone into a massive gelatinous pool of goo, liquid. Chased her down, ran after a little girl that she appears to know, or that seems to look almost like her in a weird sort of way. Managed to run down. We fought a whole bunch of worms, found a whole bunch of shit, fought a whole bunch of polar bears, a lot of birds, a lot of, I don't know what those things are, but they're plants. Anyway, fought a whole bunch of those. Fought Eve on the back of a chariot. Eve asks us why we continue to fight against what we are, and why don't we join her instead of siding with humans who are obviously quote unquote inferior to her. And ended up getting knocked out for several days. We then were found by Maeda, who found us, finally flew over to America, managed to find us, nursed us back to health for a little bit, at the very least. Daniel finds us, we talk to him. Aya, rather, is very, very, very distraught at these powers that she is seemingly being, given, that are unexplained. The fact that she is completely immune to all of Eve's powers and influence leaves her to feel like a freak. She doesn't want to hurt everyone. She kind of pushes everyone away. The entire city has been evacuated at this point, and we find ourselves with Maeda and Daniel back at the station, which has been completely just torn apart. Oh, not to mention the fact, by the way, that Dr. Clamp seems to really have a lot of information, not only on us, but also on the fact that he just had Lorraine and Ben's information just in his PC for whatever reason. Daniel's son and ex-wife, deceased ex-wife at this point, seems to know a lot about us. Seems to be in our flashbacks a lot, and kinda, I don't know. Seems like a sketchy guy. Evil scientist just chilling in his lab, just has most of this shit just on hand. Largely antisocial. Demands everybody get out of his office because he's so hard at work. Yeah, I don't know. Seems a little sketchy to me, but whatever. Anyway. Oh yeah, we also got a shit ton of weapons, so we were still packing with, let's see, that's the machine gun, the SMG. They call it a machine gun in-game, but that's 100% an SMG. Which, I guess, but anyway. Handgun, which we gave a rate of fire, or it has a rate of fire of 3, plus we have some incendiary action on it. Still our main rifle, and our club, which has the added benefit of being able to steal items if we hit enemies with it, or at least having a chance to, which is neat. Honestly, it might be best as far as like a farming weapon goes. I don't think you can find junk on enemies, but in the event that we might need some extra medicine if we're going through a dungeon, because Central Park was a little bit dicey for us. We were going through and like using up our potions and a lot of our medicines and a lot of our cures pretty frequently, which is a problem because we have the parasite energy to deal with it, but we have to wait for it to replenish. And again, it doesn't always replenish. It does stop after a point. I forgot what the actual like formula on that is, but it definitely does. So we're going to be a little bit careful with that. Other than that, armor-wise, we're doing great. We have the CR vest, which we upgraded plenty. Also found out that all of these plus stats do carry over, although we can only carry over really either the stats or the added benefits of it. Which is nice, but it does mean that in certain cases like this, we're going to have to choose at a certain point what do we want to carry over. And I'm kind of leaning towards the extra stat benefits rather than the actual, +1 inventory because we're gonna get that anyway once we level up. We level up pretty fast in this game. Our bonus points are looking nice. We put a lot of these into... I want to say we put it in armor last time. And our Parasite energy is pretty nice. We did get access to barrier last time and some slow. So now, at the police station, we notice that this place has been ransacked. Eve has seemingly come through here. And all that we have really is a sign that we have monsters in the hallway and rats that have evolved. And shit's kind of fucked. Are you okay? Where's the captain? He went to look for Ben. No, hold on, please. That happens a lot to Aya. She's trying to mention one thing to somebody and just see like how everyone's doing, and then they're gone. It is unfortunate. I don't think there's anything in here that we can do, but you never know with this game. There's always hidden shit around. Yeah, we need to go look for Ben. That's the first thing. Because remember, after Lorraine had passed away, he got brought to the station to actually like look at some of the police dogs that were around. So he was chilling with them. Eve shows up, and you know what she does to a lot of these animals in terms of mutating them. So it's not good at all. I think there's a really neat detail with the sound design that we'll check out here in a minute. It's if I remember correctly. Damn. We're gonna try to split our damage just a little bit. That's a nice crit that we ended up getting. That's bad. Yep. Good shot. We got some junk and some medicine. I could heal up now, but I don't think that we're gonna need to. I don't really remember what we actually fight. Yeah, this little piece of sound design. I do like the fact that in this one section, they actually added in a little thing to make it sound like you're walking over broken glass. I'm getting help. Hang on. No answer. The idea is that they're dead, I'd imagine. I can't imagine that they're just knocked out. Oh, there is something over there. Ooh, new guys. Or new guy. Right, these things. So these spit webs on the floor. And I'm pretty sure they either do one of two things. They either inflict slow and slow you down while you're on them. They inflict slow regardless of whether or not you're on them, if you just touch them, or they just do damage. And I genuinely can't remember which one is which. They also like to nip at you. I can't get on stage. I was gonna try to get on stage to avoid that guy. They also like to do that, yeah. Ah, hey, we got our first, like, offensive Parasite energy power, by the way. Energy shot. Channel energy into bullet. I'm gonna take a look at that because I don't know if that's an install or not. Right, channel energy into bullet. Yeah, I think that might just be like a straight power. I don't know if that's a... No, it's not a... That's not a status that we get. I had to question it because it's like storing or channel energy into bullet. It's like, do you mean like just a single fire, or are we making that like an enchantment? Here, go ahead and use this. Okay, so this is our big vest. Yeah. CM vest number 2. I think this is the best that we can get right now. High defense and strong against... Let me see. So yeah, its defense is pretty low. Well, I'm sorry, not pretty low. It's lower than what we have right now, which is fine. Critical hit rate is a lot lower, but our parasite energy does go up, which we need at this point. And honestly, I can offset that. What's the auto ability on it? Uses medicine when HP is low, which is really nice. Here's the issue. I don't know what percent that actually kicks in at. Because in theory, it could be, you know, 20%. Could be like 30. Could be 10. Could be 5. Either way, I think we're actually going to use that. At the cost of losing our inventory. And while I'm at it, because I already know we're going to keep it. As much as I don't want to lose this. Yeah, so that just brings it up a whole lot higher. So our defense is actually cooking really well right now. But we're taking some heavy shots, so we kind of need that. Yeah, we're 17 to 22. You know, I saw the reviews for this game too on IGN when I was going through and looking at the Madonna article. And one of the things that they actually brought up was very interesting too. Apparently, number one, this game also broke street date when it came out by like a week. It's really funny too, just seeing like the things have not changed like at all. It's like street date will always be broken. It always has been. It always will. But not just that, but the way that the review was talking about it. So it was really funny looking at them go through like the way that the game the way that the game was kind of described as, oh yeah, it's polygonal action. You know, it's kind of like Resident Evil, but Square's done a really good job at, you know, diversifying like the monster cast and everything else like that. And it's a little bit, you know, it's still turn-based, you know, which is kind of a weird thing, but I think overall, like, yeah, they did pretty good. And it's like, you could tell this is the early part of the genre too, because it's like the only reference point that people have is Resident Evil. You know what I mean? The word survival horror has not even entered the lexicon to describe like games of this ilk, of this time. But like almost everybody universally was just like, oh yeah, RE is like the obvious reference point. And I like the fact that they didn't shy away from it. It's also funny too because they say that it uses FF7's like combat engine, which it's like, yeah, it doesn't use the engine, like the actual game engine. It doesn't use the same combat. But I figured out what they meant in that, which they're talking about the ATB system. And it makes sense because it's like, as far as a reference point goes for most people, it's like, yeah, ATB was an FF4 on the SNES. It was an FF6 on the SNES. But what's the main game that everyone played? It was 7. So it makes sense that that would be the main kind of point of, oh yeah, this is what we're referring to. Oh no, Kathy's down. Hi. I'm sorry. Ben's gone. Where? don't know. Shiva went berserk, and Ben went after her. Oh no. I like Shiva too. She was such a cute dog. What? Now we're on. I think these are the dogs. Oh god, they have that, right. You know what? Might be a bad idea. I want to see what this does. Good lord. Oh, that costed all of our parasite energy, and now she's woozy. That was worth it. It was awesome. It's a really good battle theme, too. Alright. Realistically, I did not need to use that bullet shot, but I don't think I've ever actually used that. No joke. And I think there's something over here that we can get. If I'm not mistaken. I could just be bugging. Yeah, I think I'm bugging. Weapons department. I don't think there's anything over here. Except in the counter. This is such a vibe. Alright, let's bring you down. Lord. Shot from you and 2 shots for you. Oh, we got also an offense +1, which I'm going to save for one of our other weapons. I'm not going to save this, though. Chewing that up. I think we got to go upstairs, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. Wait, it's me. Oh, hey, wait. Hi, this freak of a dog came in, and I completely missed that. Yeah. Guess I screwed up, huh? Don't tell us, Torres. Don't tell me Torres is gonna die, dude. I say it like I don't know this game, but tell me that. Why? Why didn't you shoot, man? I haven't used a gun since your daughter was shot. Torres, you can't blame guns for that. You see, that's why he's so worried about using guns. So yeah, Torres's gun. Sorry, Torres's daughter was the victim of gun violence at one point, and you know it's why, despite working as the head of weapons department or the weapons department at the police station, he's so wary about weapons, and it's like, you know, they're not toys, they're not used for it. Wayne is young, he doesn't understand that. Suppose you're right. You take good care of this place now. Torres. Yeah, he does pass away. In his honor, we also get the M9 2F, which has decent range and good attack. I don't think we're going to be using it, though. The rate of fire is nice, but this gun, it's Torres's gun. Hasn't used it in ages, but he always kept it in shape. Torres just wasn't good at gun tune-ups. He was a real good shot, too. But ever since the day his daughter was killed by a gun accidentally going off, he stopped shooting altogether. He came to this department to keep guns in check. Aya, I know you can handle this gun. Take this. And nail that monster for Torres. Yeah, it's a really good gun in this case. I just don't think it, well, no, it might scale pretty well. Hold on. I think about it. trying to remember. Hmm. Yeah, no, I can't remember to save the life of me. Here's what we're gonna do, actually. Uh, because I think the range and the rate of fire on this is really killing me right now. Let's see, 29 on that. I think we're gonna rock with the G19 for right now. Hey, the incendiary bullets might come back to haunt me, but we ball. That's how I'm gonna choose to look at it. Oh, hey. Shiva. Stop. Come back here. Okay, so Shiva isn't completely, like, changed yet. Yeah, we need a faster rate of fire, and we need a decent range on this. Or not decent range. Well, we don't need the range that we have. I'll say that. Yeah, I want to say he went into... Oh, there's someone else. Aya, gotta go after Ben. He went upstairs chasing Shiva. Come on, we need to take care of that wound. I'm all right. Just go after Ben. And some ammo. Hold on. Can't make it. Got me pretty good. Take this. Ben, upstairs. Oh yeah, that's actually working out pretty well. And our rate of fire is a lot faster. That's still a problem though. It does inflict slow, okay. Took the ammo, we didn't take the junk, so it means our inventory is full. So is there anything I can actually... Oh, our medicine, yeah. I gotta sort this thing again. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna chew through that because we have way more than enough medicines. Something's telling me to hold on to that. I should have actually left a lot of the junk that I had with Wayne too. Would have been a smart idea. Although I don't know if he actually takes it right now because of what's going on. Shiva, don't go that way. Shiva, what's happened to you? Poor Ben. Shiva, wait. Oh, God. Hey, look at that. Ah, oh, that's such a cool effect. Oh. Nope, that's gonna be a miss. The ATB rate is also really nice right now. Of course, it's mostly because we've been leveling up. There we go. couple of medicine 2s for our troubles, which is not bad at all. And a medicine 3. I don't remember what this is. Is this the key? Son of a bitch. Well, it's gonna be the junk. Yeah, we'll farm that later on if we really need to, and I can take a look at it later on. It'd be kind of overkill to use our medicine right now, even though we are carrying way more than we realistically need to, along with 3 revives. Yeah, might as well. Storage key, okay. So that, you know what? Yeah, let's go check that out now. Sorry, Ben, this will just take a second. We're heading this way, right? Yeah. And I guess since we're down here, we can also go and check on Wayne to see if he'll take some of our stuff. The MP5K. Oh yeah. So this is the other machine gun. Along with a tool. Yeah, maybe oh wait, can't exchange that out. I'll exchange out a medicine 2 and an offensive +1. Okay. Alright, let's do some house here. So I think what we probably should do in this case. Oh, whoa, I don't want to do that. Let's take a look at what we got. It definitely does cut down on our range quite a bit. But we're kind of in a close combat situation to where we don't really need a huge amount of range, so. And the incendiary action is like, it's nice, but it's not really necessary right now either. We could also dismantle the old machine gun that we have and slap on the, what's the ability? Yeah, the +5 rate of fire and the spread shot, which I may or may not do. Also just cuts down on weapons that we have in our inventory. In fact, because we haven't upgraded the machine gun at all, it's mostly just been kept there for that. Gives us a chance to check it out, though. Christ. That lowers defense, too. We're out of range. You're gonna try to swing at me, you did. Good job. Nice. There we go. Increased bonus points we should actually use on the weapon. And we got some junk, which we can't take any of this, so. But that's fine. Yes, you do. Okay, cool. Right, here's the deal. We'll leave that with you. We'll take at least... You know what? I'm feeling spicy. We can take at least just one. Just one revive. We'll also let you hold on to the storage key. For story reasons, I'm going to hold on to the good luck charm. And I'm keeping all these medicines because there's really no need, there's no reason not to hold on to them. Yeah, and then from there, what's the machine gun? So this is the one that we have. This is the one that we actually need. There we go. Alright, let's take a look. A random rate of fire of about 1.5 and a rate of fire of about 5. I think... Well, it has another attachment to it, right? And we only have one tool, so we can really only make one decision. So do I want the random rate of fire, or do I want the actual just straight rate of fire? I think I just want the straight rate of fire, right? Yeah, and it doesn't really have any other bonuses that I care about. I don't have any other tools, so I can't destroy that if I need to, and I already took the one from earlier. And then from there... No, you know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna do the bullet because it's a rate of 5. That means at least I know I have 5 shots beforehand and I don't get like jammed up in the middle of a action. Everything else... Yeah, everything else I think I'm gonna keep hold of. I really do want to see if I can actually transfer that. If I can transfer that over to my guns, that'd be great. Alright, let's go. An extra ammo. For the vine there. And I could also go back and get that other medicine, but I don't really need to. Okay, yeah, this is much better. Oh my god, this is like the worst. The downside is that we're going to be chewing through... We're going to be chewing through bullets a hell of a lot more, but I mean, hopefully the damage output that we're doing kind of balances it out. I do know that if you slap on rate of fires, the rate of fire also scales the amount of damage that you're going to be doing per like shot, so that's a downside, but overall I think it should work out. Let's head upstairs. I don't remember us checking out this room earlier either, to be fair, but then again, I mean earlier when we were at the station, like day 1 and 2. Well, no, that's gonna be out of range. I need to wait for them to get closer. This is a problem. It's a huge problem. Alright, so no. That was our revive. I didn't even check our health. For the odds, I actually I say like, oh yeah, no, we only need one revive, it'll be fine. Instantly, like we already are at the point now where we just completely chewed through it. 264. Safe point. Don't think there's anything else in here though. Alright, it's at the point now where I think I'm going to go ahead and make myself, or at least heat up this coffee that I have, and get myself a little bit of water. So, first break time, I'll be right back in about 5 minutes.
Cellular DNA. Aliens within ourselves. Waiting to strike. Parasite.
The worst foe lies within. Parasite Eve.
PlayStation. Save us! God save us! God save us! Lord, why? Tell me why!
Awake now.
Humanity is over! Humanity!
そして DNA が繰り出す I am Eve.
God save us! God!
The cinematic RPG Parasite Eve.
コンビニでデジキューブ Hello
New York. New York. そして何かが目を覚ます I am Eve. The cinematic RPG Parasite Eve.
Millions of years ago, the mitochondria began to live silently within our bodies. It seems that the parasites have only to live among us. Or do they?
cellular DNA. Aliens within ourselves, waiting to strike. Parasite.
The worst foe lies within. Parasite Eve.
Save us! God save us! God save us! Lord, why? Tell me why!
Awake
God, humanity is over! Humanity!
そして DNA が繰り出す I am Eve
God save us! God!
The Cinematic RPG Parasite Eve
コンビニでデジキューブ Hello
New York New York そして何かが目を覚ます I am Eve The Cinematic RPG Parasite Eve
All right, we're back. Took a little bit longer because I went to go downstairs and get a couple of snacks, but also I like to listen to music or just catch up on videos in the background while I'm going off and doing these things. It just helps me kind of like think a little bit. Listening to my quarterback, a Ravens fan for those that don't know, but listening to my quarterback talk about this game that's coming up on Monday, which I mean, I think we'll do well. Like Lamar normally beats NFC teams anyways, so I think he's like what 24-2. And especially if it's a Monday night game at home, it's like we should be fine. But I'd say that week 1 loss to Buffalo really fucking killed me. We had no business losing that game, and I really hate the fact that all it does is just kind of fuels into the sort of vibe of the Ravens are chokers and Josh Allen's the greatest quarterback ever, which, don't get me wrong, the dude's a beast. I have no issue with him necessarily. I do have an issue with Buffalo's fan base, so sorry for anyone that's watching that's a Buffalo fan. Nothing personal to you. I just I don't like that fan base, and I really need us to win a ring first. Granted, anybody but the Chiefs, I'll take at this point. Critical evasion percent by 1. I want to use that on this guy. Maybe not. Oh, you know what? Hold on. No, our revive didn't get used. That was our medicine that got used. Right. The ability, it uses a potion when we need it. So I think it chews through our biggest ones first. Which is fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that at all. Okay, so our revive didn't get used. Interesting. Don't want to use that evade on this though. Question. You know what? I think I will. I think we're gonna upgrade the machine gun and keep that as our main for right now, and we'll upgrade the armor. I don't remember when we actually get super tools, but maybe it'll be like sometime soon-ish. But yeah, let's go ahead and use that. Just kind of get rid of some of the stuff from our inventory too. We're like halfway through this game anyway, at this point. Well, a little bit less than halfway, but... Anyway. Let's go save Ben. And see what the hell Shiva's up to. Can't imagine it's anything good. Shiva, are you okay? Ben, get away from her. Oh, it's Baker. Let's go. Shiva's sick. Stop. Don't hurt Shiva or Ben, dude. He isn't Shiva. Eve's turned her into a monster. A monster? Close your eyes, Ben. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's... Ugh. Horrifying every single time I see it. You're not touching him. Flips empty. Damn. I'm out. No. We got it. Trust. Wasn't gonna be able to avoid both of those. I care about the rats more than I care about the bird. So I'll go ahead and get rid of the bird. Oh, and another tool. Hold on, let me go check that. Damn it. The lab tech. Oh. Please help me. I stepped outside and those things were all over. You'll be safer here. Don't leave this room. Okay. Hey, you're hurt. I think that implies to treat you just once. Yeah, I'll take some free heals. I don't think I've ever been in this room, actually. I think I've always been like, I've got to go save Ben. Sorry, I don't have any more supplies to treat your wounds. Okay, but I swear that there's something in here. And maybe I'm bugging. Oh, you know what we didn't actually check? We didn't check the locker room. That was down there with those two cops. And he was like fiddling around with something in there and being like, ha ha ha, I've gotten it, or something, some shit like that. That's a while back, and we'd have to chew through a lot of ammo to get there, though. It might be worth it just to say fuck it for right now. Yeah, we'll say fuck it. I'm not gonna make it take the stuff in my locker. What? Oh, well, speaking of, there's a locker key. Yeah, we didn't actually go back and check that. We'll see. We'll think about it. Oh, God. You're the one that got Torres. Oh, hey. Like a little mini. I'm stuck. This is really bad. Oh, there we go. Alright, potion used. keep calling them potions, medicine. Oh, another. Wow. Okay. I really gotta stop trapping myself. The problem in this game is that you want to keep. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's fine. The problem in this game is that you want to keep moving, right? So that you can kind of maneuver and get yourself through a lot of really like bad spots. Or rather, you don't want to be caught like in a situation where you come to a standstill and you have like no momentum to get caught by a move. The problem is that because of the way the environments are built, it's like there's a very real possibility that you can end up like trapped into a corner with no way to move around it. And the camera angles do not help. So unfortunate, but it is what it is. Ah, and a piece of normal armor. I don't know if we're gonna hold on to any of those. We might change them out, but we would need more tools for that. And actually, what is this rifle that we got? Rifle, the SG 550. Rate of fire 2, but it has better range and all that. Okay. It'd still be here than the rifle that we have. So yeah, this might be. This might not even be worth it, being honest. It's too late. How could this happen? So we have his locker key. Do we really want to backtrack all the way downstairs just to get the fucking like thing? I mean, I guess we could always check it later on. I don't think we lose access to the police station entirely. Yeah, we'll check it later. How am I looking so far? Alright, 2 medicines, a revive. A defense +1, I'll take that. And we have the locker key for later on, but we don't really need it right now. And we chewed through all of our medicine 3s, which is perfectly fine. We're in a bit of a bind, we needed to use them anyway. And we're slowed too, so it doesn't really help us. Defense down. Nice shit. Alright, there we go. Oh, cure him. Right, lose out on that medicine too. I really wish you could use items when you actually get them. Or at the very least, like, choose to drop something if you get, like, an item that's useful. Would just make things a lot easier, like, inventory management within the item. Because there is just an option to discard it. I think it would be extra useful. But, I digress. Go and use that. I think this leads to Ben... No. This is the... I think this is the... Yeah, I don't know where this is. I don't even think there's anything in here. Other than bullshit. Now, why would I trap myself like that? Here, let's get rid of this bird. There we go. Nice. Confuse. Alright, we got a full cure and a medicine. I think that was a medicine too. No, there's nothing in here. I think this is just the evidence room. I think. Yeah, I don't think there's a single thing in here. That's fine. Chewing through bullets, but that's fine. I'd rather chew through bullets than... Yeah. I want to say that was our full cure that we just used, but that's fine. We'll double check that in a second. Get away from you. There we go. Yeah, let's see, was that our full cure? No, it wasn't. Cures all negative status, so that has to be used in combat, so we probably just used like a medicine too. Or we didn't actually. Or it might have been yeah, it might have been a medicine too. I'll go ahead and use a medicine 1 for this boss fight. And let's sort one more time. As a matter of fact, we'll go ahead and use this just so we're topped up, and because I want to keep the inventory space open. Other than that, I think we're ready. We're going to shoot through a crap ton of ammo, though. In this next one, we're at 204. But let me see. We got Confuse up, though, which is nice. Alright, I think Barrier is going to be the move here. Because if I remember correctly, this thing has a Earthquake. That's a really nice shot. This thing has an Earthquake ability, like a ground ability, that will just completely tear through our HP if we're not careful. So it's a really nice way to at least mitigate it. Hiya, Uncle Baker's hurt. Shiva. Look at that thing, dude. Not Shiva. Shiva's already dead. Aya, please, don't let her turn into a monster. Do my best, man. Come on. I'm the one you want. Slowly turns. God, that's disgusting. There are 3 targets. Okay. I don't remember which one does damage more, but we'll check that out. Yeah, that ability. So before we don't need to heal because we got the auto healing ability, but we do need to worry about our ability to tank damage. Yeah, that'll at least protect us a little bit. I don't know how long that's gonna stay up, but we at least got that. I don't know if any of these are in range because of the camera. Yeah, we do. Burst down one. We'll worry about one and then we'll burst down the others. We're taking damage again, but we gotta worry about that. That's fine. Let's go ahead and top up. If we need to hang up. We are ballin'. Yo, what's up, Austin? Okay, so the first head is down. So yeah, we just need to worry about bursting down the others. Probably should have used a barrier for that one, but that's fine. I think once you do that, it switches into this, like, delta attack. Austin, now that you're here, you got I got new emotes that I think you should have access to because you subbed. You can check them and see if they're working for you. Yeah, let's will just make life a hell of a lot easier with barrier. It's insane that barrier just negates all the damage from this thing. Like that. So we can just tank through attacks. Like, what an insane ability. Just have. Yeah, you got access to all of them. I got 2 more animated slots that I'm waiting on from Twitch, but because you need if you use alerts. Oh, damn. Yeah, if I use alerts, then I get access to 2 of them. So that's another thing too. Just to kind of do that. It's weird to do this in the middle of a boss fight, but I do have new alerts up. So just for example, for anyone that, let's do a new follow. It basically looks like this, which is pretty cute. Yeah, the Moogle. I got a couple of them. Yeah, they're based off of the emotes that I got and everything else like that. You said to me you can have my one tier 1 emote. I'll remember that. I used my Prime one this month, but I'll get you the next time around when you start streaming. Right, they start doing that. I don't think their head's down yet. Okay, that one's down. Very dull, thank you. I try to be. Is that a fucking 9-tailed fox? No, this beautiful thing. This was a dog. This was like a whole ass like pup. That was the lovely little like police dog that little boy Ben was super attached to, right? Like, I don't know if you watched part 2, regardless of whether or not you did, right? Fucking Ben, dude, goes to like invite his dad to a concert because he wants to spend time with him. Dad's too busy. Goes with his mom instead because he wants to bring his like mom and his dad together because they're broken up, right? He then does all of that, just wants to have a good time. Mom fucking turns into goop because it was a ploy by Eve and her manipulation of everyone's mitochondria that made everyone go to Central Park, turn into fucking sludge. He comes back, has to deal with that, gets introduced to this lovely little dog of like, oh, don't you love dogs? Here, let's cheer you up. And then Eve attacks the station while we're out and starts manipulating everything. So like the one little animal that he loves turns into like this monstrosity. Kid cannot catch a break to save his life. Oh, it was such a bad reload. That's good. The auto potion saved us. I know, seriously. Like she is just completely like fucking up this kid's life. And for what? I mean, it's more than just the kid. Oh, there we go. And we get the M9-2. I'm gonna check that out later. I don't know if that's actually better or worse than what we... I think that's worse than what we got, but I don't know what the ability on it is. Oh. Okay. Ben. Captain. Sorry I was not here yesterday. I was in hotel hell, but I am freed from that prison now. You're totally okay. I was honestly dead tired yesterday. So I didn't stream at all. Like I was going to yesterday, and I know I had said like either Wednesday or Thursday. I had to switch it because I woke up and was just not existent. I think I needed a break day. To be fair, like outside of stream, I have been doing other shit and running around and trying to get everything in order. So I think I was just a little bit overworked, but all things considered, I mean, it should be good now. I do have my new my new stream schedule up, so I think I'm gonna work and do these on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from now on, as far as like consistent days that'll help me out. But it is nice to hear that you're at least home now. Oh yeah, Uncle Ben's hurt. Ben. Here's the save. Ben, are you okay? Uncle Baker was protecting me. I need to make one of those, among other things. I mean, in all honesty, like, I didn't even have I was going to make a stream schedule, and then I was like, let me just see how I'm feeling. And that'll help me, like, figure out my schedule. Realistically, I'd try to stream, like, every day if I could, but I just don't have the time to be able to do it. But 3 times out of the week is enough. Streamer, when are you launching Fortnite? This is a baby game. Oh, you're so right, dude. Hold on. Here, let's go to Tilted Towers. My bad. Why am I playing mid when I could be playing like Zoomer Peak? You fucking. What's up, Antonio? Captain, thank you. Remember when Ben was younger? We used to all play at your place. The Tilted Towers. Sir, cut that out. Baker is fine. Like the old times. Now where's the Gravity Rush? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, maybe if Sony actually got on their shit and ported this stuff over, maybe I wouldn't be asking that every year. But no, we're gonna watch the Game Awards, we're gonna watch like TGS, and we're gonna watch State of Play, and it's not gonna bring it up. It's not gonna be brought back up. It's gonna stay dead forever. Shiva. Poor Ben. Aya, whoever did this to Shiva, you'll get him, right? Yeah. Yeah, I will. She's pretty much the only one that can. And we've reached chapter 4, Conception. So yeah, a lot of wacky shit going on. Y'all missed a fucking trip in this game. I don't know where the channel points are. I mean, the channel points should be active. I don't know why they wouldn't be. The pop-up for them might not show up because I don't have that set up yet. The alert for it. Mostly because I need more assets for that. Oh yeah, this is the one for so here, I'll roll it back for you too. So we got new alerts up. Like we got that one. For followers, we also got one for subs too. Like that one. But yeah, as far as like the channel points go, like yeah, I just don't have the thing up for it yet, but I will at some point. And we got new emotes. I was telling Austin earlier, so if anybody wants to use some of those that we got up that I put in last night, then feel free. Anyways, on to day 4, Conception. I will save my progress. People. Come on, Daniel. You're in charge now. Yeah, well, not used to this sort of thing. You're doing great, boss. But why did Eve decide to attack the precinct? To get rid of us? Maybe that Japanese guy knows something about it. You're right. Where'd he go anyway? Maeda should have been... Well, he was in the lobby. He gave us the good luck charm, which we still have. We're still holding on to. Maya, which we're going to have to leave with Wayne. For those that missed it a couple of minutes ago, yes, Torres did actually pass away in the attack on the police precinct. So, Torres, if you'll remember, is the guy opposite of Wayne in the weapons department that was super adamant to Wayne about, like, hey, listen, toys, like, guns aren't toys. Use them responsibly and all that. Turns out that part of the reason why the main reason why he believes that is because his daughter either got hurt or was killed. We don't really know, or they don't say it explicitly. Was hurt in a gun-related accident or in an act of violence. So that's part of the reason why he joined the weapons department in the first place. It's to keep people with guns in check. You know what I mean? Especially if anything, like the people in his own department. Sadly, he passed away in the attack. So Wayne is now the head of weapons, and hopefully is maybe a little bit more responsible now that he kind of understands the backstory of it. Even though he did say to Torres before he passed away, you can't blame yourself necessarily for that. You know what I mean? It's not your fault that any of this happened, nor is it your fault for any of the attacks that go on. You know, so. That said, we really need to sort all this out. I think, all right, half of these guns we're going to have to put away because some of them are not useful at all, I don't think. Let's check what that new gun is. It's a really good pistol. So an attack of 39, a range of about 55, but only carries about 11 bullets. Compared to the machine gun, that makes sense. Range is not. I mean, the range is nice for close combat, but the attack isn't great. I mean, I could upgrade it overall, but here's the problem, right? The G19 that we have, and I don't know what the stats are on it. I'll have to check when we go to the weapons department. I'll check all that. But I don't know if I really want to get rid of the incendiary bullets that I have on it, like the explosive ones. Because they're doing fine, it's just I can't really tell if they're doing extra damage or not right now. I'll be fine. Besides, I promised Nix at the hospital that I'd settle scores with Eve. We'll start fixing up the office. Lot of dead officers, by the way. A lot. Oh, we also have the locker key we need to end up using because we got that in the hallway. From an officer that was passing away when we were on our way to save Ben. And luckily we aren't going to run into any encounters in here, but I think this is the room. Yes, it is. Alright, so we got medicine. Ah, there we go. And a trading card, which we can give to Wayne. I think he turns those into weapons whenever we come back to visit him again. I don't actually remember. I just know that you're supposed to give them to him. Alright, let's go check him out. We're also supposed to give him a whole bunch of like rubbish and junk that we find, but the problem is it's been cluttering up our inventory to the point where I just don't really give anything to him. Anjuariaya. This place will... Or I'll be looking after this place for Dora. You leave all equipment tweaks to me. We're playing it my way now. No permit needed. But it'd be nice if you could bring me some gun trading cards if you see them lying around. Here. Alright, or hey, I may not come close to being as good as old Torres, but you can trust my work. So, what'll it be? So yeah, at this point we can just completely like don't really have one yet. I think if we store an item with them, here, let's see. In the meantime, we can also move some of this stuff over. So Maya, the locker key. I think that's it as far as stuff that I want to actually give him. Do like that. Oh, we also do have those revives. We gotta keep that in mind. Actually, hold on. You know what? Give me these trading cards because I want to see if I can actually give these to him now, or do I have to wait? I don't have one yet, right? Here. First and foremost, the big thing I need to actually check. Oh, do I just use those? Is that the gimmick? Because I never gave him the trading cards. I don't remember. But fuck it. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. The trading cards, they add slots onto weapons so that you can actually upgrade them. That's what it was. Right. So in theory, I could just take this shit off of the G19 because I'm not going to really need it right now. I mean, it's probably the best pistol we got. Kind of. This rifle is completely useless. Like, I don't really need it right now. It's worse than the pistol that we have. Granted, we've upgraded it, but still, that already has an extra equipment slot onto it. I could easily just add another one on top of it, but the range and the bullets are really the only big thing. And I don't think I'm going to need that right now. I could upgrade the jacket, but it's not really worth it. And I might just store the jacket wholesale. This already has 3 slots onto it too, so the G19 might be worth it to keep. The M92, I think... Yeah, I think we're going to store the M92 as well. The attack on it is stronger overall, but, I mean, it kind of really... It's not like we can't upgrade the G19. It's just going to take a little bit longer than it would otherwise. But that's not really a big issue. The only problem is I have no idea where I'm going to add on to the MP 5K. Here, let's wait on that for right now. While we're at it, though. Yeah, we're going to move this shit over. I don't need it. This rifle... I'm also going to move, because we also don't need it. But I will take the bullets from it, though. Because we ate through a shit ton of ammo in that boss fight. The rest of these... The rest of these, we're gonna have to like shuffle some stuff around. I could probably take... Here, let's take a look. All right. All right, that's the actual machine gun we're using right now. That has no real like pluses or benefits. They're all at 1, so it's really not that important. The G19, it's about a +2. on both of these, and I could probably add that to maybe either the machine gun or the other pistol. And the amount of bullets in the +1 on those, on the M92F, is really nice. The M92F is Torres's pistol that we got, that he gave us, or that Wayne gave us rather, after he passed away. The only problem is that the rate of fire is the exact same on all of these. So there's nothing in terms of like ability that we'd be able to push over. We could give them cards right now in order to upgrade the slots in case we find anything later on, and then use our bonus points to upgrade these. That said, only one of these is going to get used. Here's what I'm thinking. Torres's gun we store, just to get it out of our inventory. As cool as it would be to use for the story, it's just not really going to cut it. And then these two we can use at different points for different reasons. So if I have a need to use like incendiary weapons, I can use the G19 for that. But if it doesn't do anything, or at the very least it doesn't do much damage at all, then we can just switch the M9 to for our main pistol and then go about it that way. The rifle we can keep because that's kind of our long range, and then the machine gun is just good for all round damage in case we need to actually split up our ammo. That's what I'm thinking. And then we'll add slots to these later on. In the meantime, we're also going to store the trading cards again, because if they're mostly used for upgrades, we don't necessarily need them right now. I do want to see what upgrades he just gives us, because I don't think we have access to super tools yet. Gotta have a permit card or a T card. Okay, right. So the T cards are for the upgrades. So yeah, we really don't need to do anything right now then. If we find other weapons then, or other upgrades, then we can go ahead and like use then we can go ahead and use those for that, but for right now it should be fine. You take down Eve, do it for Torres, alright? Yeah, I got you. And here was the kennel where the dogs were. We don't even know if Kathy actually made it out either, because she was in here. She was right there laying down. All the dogs escaped. Police station got absolutely just completely torn apart. Got the other medicine 2 in here that we stored. Tough part, and going through and seeing how much shit got fucked up. Is there anything in here? I forgot what this room was. I think this is the medicine room. No, this was the interrogation room, where we had that cool like pop out with those two dogmen. The key of the storage room is in here. This was a save room, which we'll check that out in a minute. This was the medicine room. There's Maeda. Thought you'd be here. How'd you guess? Place is this kind of place makes me think more clearly. Hey Maeda, why did Eve attack the precinct? What I want to know is why Eve didn't show herself this time. I felt her presence here, but since we arrived, she was gone. It could be a distraction. Distraction? What for? Is there a sperm bank or a hospital that conducts artificial insemination nearby? So that's going to sound really weird out of context, but I know what they're referencing. This is related to the actual book. This was a plot point in the book where Eve, not this Eve, the previous Eve, real Eve, was trying to birth an ultimate being, and used, I want to say, the doctor as like the main, like as the father in that case. A sperm bank. Well, I don't think Eve's body will last much longer. Right now, the mitochondria are just parasites in her body. So she's trying to create this ultimate being, like she did in Japan? Yep, see, there you go. I'm afraid so. So if we could stop her from getting there, she'll die eventually. I think a doctor at St. Francis Hospital specialized in artificial insemination. Let's go, Maeda. Hey, what about me? You're captain for now, remember? You gotta look after the precinct. Alright. Here, take this then. What we got? Thank God. That's it. The true parasite was sperm. We fiddled the riddle. Possible. Yeah, because here's the thing, right? Eve is in Melissa's body this entire time, and the mitochondria that are in her are like, they are parasites. But that's a temporary vessel. It's like she's got to have a more quote-unquote permanent, I guess, vessel to kind of do her business. Not that she can't exist or anything else like that outside of that, but her will, so to speak. Like her physical body is still gotta, you know, maintain itself somehow. This is such a good game. So we're gonna head to the hospital to try to stop her. Now, question is if shit's already gone sideways or not, which I'll give you 3 guesses of whether or not that's true. What's wrong? You're awfully quiet. Oh, I was wondering why Daniel didn't come with us. He said he's gonna get the dirt on Clamp. He also wants to be with Ben. Oh, yes, of course. Maeda. Yes? That creature that was born in Japan. What happened to it? It died, along with the scientist that was its father. How did a monster like that die? There was a rebellion. The mitochondria passed from the father didn't connect with the ones passed from Eve. It began to deteriorate. The father held on to the dissolving flesh and they died. Even though it's a monster? I guess it's still your child. That did actually happen too. That was the fatal flaw, I want to say, in both the book and the movie. The genes from the father didn't take, which Eve, I guess, just didn't think about as like a scientific property. And unfortunately, the being just was born imperfect and couldn't survive. So her plan was kind of flawed from the start, but in a way, she caused a shit ton of damage to the point where it's like, yeah, that was kind of the incident. Such as the life of a lot of like Hollywood and book monsters, horror monsters, that is. There it is. This hospital. It's hot. Looks like Eve is in there. You wait here. Aya. Take this. Like, okay. Another good luck charm. It's a bell to keep away bad spirits. Just hold on to this, okay? Thank you. I'll keep it. Maida's adorable, dude. I love the little implications of like, here, it's a good luck charm, right? In terms of this. Now, it's heavily implied in this game that Maida kind of has a little bit of a crush on Aya. And I don't know if that's whether or not that's from a scientific standpoint, whether he just finds her super interesting, or whether that's a genuine crush. I'd like to believe it's the first, just because of who she is, what she is, right? As it's one of the only beings that can kind of handle not only Eve's influence and seems to be a specimen of her own because of the fact that she's able to use the same powers, but also from the fact that they did kind of just meet, right? It would be a little bit weird if he just kind of, from the word go, saw this like random woman the second they landed in America and it's like, oh my god, she's beautiful. Not that she isn't, but you know, I'd like to believe it's coming from a scientific standpoint. We see that through a lot of his other characteristics too, right? Him in Soho when we were in the medicine, in the pharmacy rather, and he was going through and just being like, man, so many medicines you can't get in Japan. Oh man, this is amazing. It's great. Or him just hanging out in like the medicinal lab. It just kind of makes sense that he'd be enamored by shit like that, which, like I said, I think it's a really good quality. The characters in this are written so fucking well, in super detailed. Just the small ways that they're animated, it shows off a lot of personality. Really a goddamn shame that the third birthday just kind of shits all over that, but that the time will come for that game. Anyway, we're gonna take another like 5-minute break here. I'll be back. I'm gonna get myself some more to drink, and then we'll continue.
Cellular DNA. Aliens within ourselves, waiting to strike. Parasite.
The worst foe lies within. Parasite Eve.
Save us! God save us! God save us! Lord, why? Tell me why!
Awake
God, you know the it's over! You know the
そして DNA が繰り出す I am Eve
God save us! God
The cinematic RPG Parasite Eve
コンビニでデジキューブ Hello
New York そして何かが目を覚ます I am Eve The cinematic RPG Parasite Eve
Millions of years ago, the mitochondria began to live silently within our bodies. It seems that the parasites have only to live among us. Or do they?
cellular DNA. Aliens within ourselves, waiting to strike. Parasite.
The worst foe lies within. Parasite Eve.
Save us! God save us! God save us! Lord, why? Tell me why!
Awake
Humanity is over! Humanity!
そして DNA が繰り出す I am Eve
God save us! God!
The Cinematic RPG Parasite Eve
コンビニでデジキューブ Hello
New York New York そして何かが目を覚ます I am Eve The Cinematic RPG Parasite Eve
All right, we're back. Oh man. All right. So got this. We need to sort this out. All right. So what are we heading in with? Let's see. We got a couple medicines, medicine twos. Of course, we chewed through a lot of them in that last kind of like chapter where we were going through the police station. We have a full cure, which we can only use in combat, which is good to know. Cure M, which cures and prevents stiffness. I don't know if that's the status effect for slow, but I'll have to actually remember that. We have one revive, two more that we left with Wayne. A tool, which we're definitely going to need in here. And a lot more weapons to boot. Probably best to stick the machine gun, even though we're going to be chewing through ammo with it. Alright, let's go. And another tool. Just a reminder for everyone watching too, I pulled the trigger on making a new Twitter account against my best wishes for the channel for any updates. So that should be in the about section. So go ahead and click on that and follow just to update. That'll just let everyone know like, hey, this is when I'm streaming and everything else like that. I pretty much post on all socials, but I figured I might as well plug it now just to kind of get it out the way. Here's the problem, right? I don't remember what enemies are in here. Like, as we get further and further into the game, the less I actually remember about it up until the ending. The ending portions I remember fairly well. Because some of the scenes in it are genuinely unhinged. We got more ammo, which is great. And I want to say there's something else around here. I could be wrong. Are we heading up here? Nope, we're not. Oh, hey. Maya? Was it just my reflection? No, dude, I think... I definitely don't think it was just you. been seeing that girl a lot. We still don't have any answers on her in terms of like what she's been up to, but many such cases. Going down? Oh no, the elevator cables. Oh god. Doors still work. Night night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. The power. Eve's trying to trap me down here. She's got the main power line. Great. One elevator is broken, but without the power, the other one is useless. Yep, so looks like we're on a usual RE style of trying to get some fuses, put them in some boxes, and turn back on the power, which is not a bad thing. But it's definitely some rough shit. Let's see. I want to say... I'm not in this. But we're gonna need some shit in here. I think this might be locked, is it? Yeah, it is. It's not that one either. Actually, no, there is another room. I want to say there's a weapon in this room for some reason. I should probably have the strategy guide open, but for some reason I just forgot to... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Something up here. Okay, that's our fuse. We definitely need those. So that's the first one. I think there's 3 or 4. Ammo. A fight. Oh god, what the fuck? Yeah, these I don't remember. Alright, so I think these guys just spit. Yeah. And they cause poison, right? Which is fine, because they don't do that much damage. And the status effect goes away after battle, thank god. So we're not totally in a bind. Grenade launcher, the M79. The M79. What's that effect? Hold on. M79 has an effect. Add tranquilizer to bullets. Which is actually good. Hold on, we're going to transfer that over. So tranquilizer is good because I think it doesn't work like any other status effect. I don't think it negates damage. It'll proc the tranq status effect. Yeah, it'll proc the effect if enemies do, and if they don't, then it doesn't like degrade the damage or anything else like that. Like they won't take reduced. Because I don't think there is like a tranq resistance in the game. It's just the enemies will either take it or they don't. So got 2 tools. Okay, you? Yeah. Wait, do I not have an empty slot for this? No, I don't want that. Damn. have to wait then. Because it would be great if I could just have this right now, but no, I forgot. This isn't an empty slot. I have to unlock that. Okay, yeah, I was reading the UI wrong. I thought that this was an empty slot here below, right next to this, right next to the rate of fire. I thought that was an empty slot. It's like, no, that's a slot that you can unlock, but you need the card in order to do it. So what I technically should have done was I should have gone to Wayne and had him unlock it, but I thought it was already available. That's my fault. Which is fine, because, I mean, in all honesty, like, all I need to do is just go back in order to do it. We still know that we have this available. Problem is that it's going to be eating up our inventory now with the other fuses that we need to get, and no, I don't want to put that over. So that's unfortunate. It does mean that I'm going to be a little bit more cautious about what we pick up and what we keep, though. So one of these items I think I'm going to end up having to drop. Or I might just fuse together 2 guns now and just call it a day. Just to make sure that we actually have room for it. It's a damn shame, but it's a rookie mistake on my part. Maya, wait, it's me. Why are you dressed in those clothes? You must be cold. And of course, Aya is freaking out because she hasn't fucking seen her sister in actual ages. As far as she's concerned, her sister's dead. Here's the question, is that really Maya or not? I need to head this way because I'm pretty sure there's another fuse back. No, that is the door. Right, the morgue office. And we got these fly dudes. Now, I don't remember what their moveset is, but I know it's... Ah, they spit, right. Alright, now because that's more of a danger, I'm going to try to proc these guys down. Might be a little bit too far away. There we go. Yeah, it's not going to cure a poison. We'll just use a cure and then burst these guys down. It's fine. Or you know what? No. Here's what we'll do. We'll detox. And also try to wait for them to get a shot off before I try to do that like that. That's the problem. We're gonna have to get rid of this shit. There we go. Get you down and then try to shoot you to... Yeah, there we go. Easy. We have a good amount of medicine. There should be a fuse in here, I think. If I can remember where the hell it is. It should blink out to us. Maybe in the back room. Alright, defense plus. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and slap that on. phone back here, and there's really nothing else back here, I swear. No, there it is, the autopsy key, which we need for the next room. And a save point. I think... Okay, so we have the autopsy key, so now the question is where to go. No, there was another box back there, that's what it was. And medicine 3. I think we're gonna head down the hallway that we were just at. Hope you enjoy your stay. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, nah, I'm not gonna make it easy for you at all. Can we not get back here? Can't. That's right. I gotta say, I didn't even work on this game, obviously, but even I feel a little bit of envy of like, man, this shit used to just be so easy with render backgrounds. I had so many conversations with Antonio, if you're still in here, of like the old days of devs just being able to like slap a fucking like what's essentially like a PNG or a JPEG in the background, put some 3D geometry and just be like, yeah, that's the graphics. Now everyone wants you to render that shit out just like wholesale. I'm like, no, I need to see the stairs collapsing in full HD detail, and it's like, it's a 3-minute sequence at most. That's gonna take like at least a couple of months of work just to get looking right. Need a blue key card. Okay, so yeah, that leads back here. What is this? Oh, it's just decoration. Door locked, so this must be to the other one then. Yeah, no, if we head back. Door locked, no. Where am I going? It's in the staircase then, maybe. Maybe that was the right way. Maybe there was a door I just wasn't looking at. Or maybe it's this one. No, it is. It seems this key is no longer useful. I'll discard it. Yes, so that's the autopsy room. I was like, it's one of these fucking doors. Alright, and here I think there's gonna be a fuse. Check all this shit. Alright, 2 of those. There's a problem. Don't corner yourself. Yeah, we're trapped there. This is bad. I need to use a potion to keep myself alive. 'Cause here's the thing, if I use a medicine 2 now, or if I don't use a medicine 2 now, rather, the auto potion is going to end up using up that medicine 3, and I kind of want to keep that. Only problem is these things don't go down super easy. That the poison status effect will go away on some, which is nice. Alright, max HP went up. We got 2 medicine 2s for our trouble, and luckily, our bonus points also went up, so we can actually use that if we need to. I don't think this guy has it. No. But there is a tool, and then there's supposed to be something else back here too. I'll be in the next room. Oh, a little mole rat thing. I don't remember what you do. I think you just hop around at me. There we go. I don't really want to find out, to be honest. I'm gonna get hit by that. Of course I am. There we go, there's the auto potion, which it definitely used up that 3. There we go. There's the blue key card. On the charred guy, I think. We check the left. Hold on. There should be another. Okay, there's a box. I think this is a vest. The problem is I really don't want to give up anything. So here's what I'm gonna do. Probably shouldn't be using up a tool on this, but I'm gonna I think I'm gonna slap the incendiary. No, I'm not gonna slap the incendiary. I'm actually gonna sacrifice the M9 here. It's nice to have, but this has just more slots attached to it, so it's fine. It's worth the sacrifice. I could slap that onto you, though. Hold on. Yes. Yeah, we'll do that onto the rifle. And then what are you? You're the evade. keys I can't get back to yet. I don't think. And there's our other fuse. Alright, we also got the blue key cards. We're gonna have to head back into the hallway and actually grab that. Or use that. I don't know about y'all, but hospitals are fucking creepy to me. They always have been. It's not even just the... Bear me when I say this. It's not just the fact that it's just like, you know, full of people that are not well. It's the weird, like, sterile feel of them that I just fucking can't stand. I know it's like a, well, duh, they have to be. I get that. But it's always just made me feel, like, super uncomfortable just being there. I don't know. Thank God, by the way, keys are actually just discarded after they're no longer useful. Maya, wait. Don't leave me. Alone. There she goes. A micro Uzi. With a rate of fire and a random rate of fire. What's the random rate on that? Random rate of fire of 1.5. So we have the +5 rate on that. We could probably slap that onto our other one. So I might destroy that one too, but we need another, we need that extra slot open. If I head this way, where does that one back out to? So much for using the stairs. Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Plus what offense? Another tool. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, you I definitely don't remember. I don't even know. I have no idea what you are. Oh, now I remember you. Right, this fucking horse shit. Okay, so that's the random rate of fire, yeah. So this guy likes to, he'll like throw out a ball. It'll continuously bounce around the fucking room. Several of them, in fact, and it'll continually bounce around, and that's like the gimmick of this. This has a random rate of fire because I forgot to actually switch on my gun, but this ain't bad so far, really. Alright, he'll also inflict slow on you too, which you probably could use barrier to kind of like clear out. Yeah, he'll also regenerate those little balls that he throws out. There we go. And you still have to defeat them afterwards, so if you get hit, if you defeat him and then get hit by that, like, you just die. But he gets out pretty decent experience for all that. I forgot that that was the enemy that did that. I remember hating those when I played this as a kid. Inventory's full, huh? Well, no time like the present. I'll use this. I don't know, the Uzi's cool. I actually kind of like that random rate of fire. I might put that onto the main weapon. I'll use a potion or a medicine too, just in case we needs something else in it, and that's our third fuse box. And I think, I think we can repair it now if we needed to. If I remember correctly, there was something else that we could have done too, but I don't actually remember what the gimmick with that was. I think we just hold off on it for right now. I think we fixed the fuses, but we don't do anything else with it. There's also medicine in there, so that was actually worth doing. The main circuit breaker is torn apart and some fuses are missing. Sort of fuse? Yep. Sort of the other one. Oh, whoa, 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 I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't mean to turn that on. Hold on. Hopefully it doesn't fucking, like, shock me. Yeah, turn that off. Repair the wires, right. So what ends up happening there, I think, is that if you don't repair the wires up top first, you toggle the power on and then try to repair it, she gets fucking, like, hyper shocked. I don't remember if that kills us or not, but I don't really feel like doing that entire section over, so just for the sake of it. That's how I fix wires too. I just jam them fucking together with my gigantic hands. Now we toggle the power. There we go. I think the elevator should be working again. I don't remember if there's anything else that we got to do in this part. Yeah. Oh, two of them. Maya and me. And I remember she was getting visions earlier that that she was here with Maya. Or at the very least, she remembers visions of her and her sister in the hospital with some scientist. Now, whether or not the scientist was Clint, we can't really say for sure. Not yet, anyway. And that one's still locked. Four of these guys. Oh, and I still had the random rate on fire. Or I still had the random rate on. Yes, yeah, it'll hit a random target so that we don't actually pick them, which is not great, I'll be honest. I don't really like that, but it is what it is. And this should kill. Yep. We'll save. I think in this next section... Oh, you know what? I think this is the part... We'll find out after this boss fight. I think this is the part where you can actually get an infinite of one item. This is like a glitch in the game. Like one of the only like major glitches in this game. I'm completely trapped. Right, he damages himself, but he throws that. That's what that is. And I can't just target him because I need... Yeah, and then it randomly explodes. I can't target just him because I had the random raid on, but I will now. There we go. Can you remember that? Get this shit off of me. Here, one. Oh! I don't know about you two, but I'm getting out of here. This is News Bomb about your medication. It's no use to me if I'm dead. True. Are you okay? Yes, thank you. However, a nurse is trapped in the other room. Could you help her out? Sure can. I'm gonna look around to see if anyone needs medical attention. There should be something in here, but I think in this place... Yeah, and then if we keep meshing... Your inventory is full. Yeah, no, we can get infinite of... the trading cards, I want to say. Which I'm going to go ahead and use these two potions, and I'm going to actually try to... Yep, trading card. And then another trading card. Now, it is going to fill up our inventory, which is the problem. But this does make it so that we can actually like get more slots on weapons if we need it. Which is always nice. And in all likelihood, I don't think there's anything else we realistically need in this level at the moment. Then again, we are about to level up soon, so let me see. I could always temporarily increase our item capacity if there's anything else we realistically need. I think I'll do that. Now, item capacity is going to reset at a certain point, but I'm fine with that. That'll at least keep us going for right now. Set up his ass. And I forgot to reset my item again. Here. Weave. Luckily, the music in this game is so fucking good. I don't mind hearing the battle music. I also genuinely love the battle system in this game. Despite some of these setups being like actual hell to try to get through. Haste speeds up movement and AT yeah, your AT recharge, which is great. This room, I've seen it before. Ah, see, this is where the flashbacks come in. I know I've been here before, but why? What was I doing here? Oof. Thought I was done for. Thanks. Glad to help you. But you could help me even more by telling me where the doors next to the elevator lead. The storage areas out of the hospital. Or the storage areas of the hospital, rather, sorry. That's where we keep the oxygen tanks and our main supply of liquid nitrogen. What do you use the liquid nitrogen for? I don't know. Here. Take this green card key and find yourself out. I'm not staying to see what happens next. And our inventory's full, so we gotta use some stuff. Here we go. Thank you. Everyone's either dead or evacuated. I think I'll choose the latter. I hear you. Yeah, you see where this is a problem now, right? We're getting flashbacks to, we've definitely been in this hospital before. The question is, what the fuck were we doing here? Oh, that's a jacket? I don't want that shit. Or do I? No, I really don't. I mean, it might be worth holding on to because we can upgrade it. I say that about literally everything. And at the very least, it's like, it's nice that we have the option of being able to like level some of this stuff up, because it's like the weapon upgrade system in this game is really, really nice. The problem is just that your inventory space is so limited because it's a survival horror game that it's like, do you really want to hold on to this shit with the idea, the option that you're going to level it up? Because you could just get better shit later on. It's like, yeah, ideally you could do a playthrough where you just keep one thing and like level it the entire time. But I don't know. So I think this is what we're going to do. I think I'm going to switch that. We're going to say, fuck the jacket. We're going to keep the trading card. And then we'll drop a trading card if we really need to later on. I don't particularly want to, but... we might need to drop something just in case. Just to kind of... make ends meet here. We have more than enough. We have 2 back at the station, and then we have 3 in our inventory. And we know where to get them infinitely now. I think for right now, though, I'm going to call it here. A little bit of a shorter session, all things considered, because I did spend like the first 30 minutes rambling about the the Madonna Parasite Eve article. But overall, some pretty good progress that we made. I think my next stream is definitely going to be on Saturday, and I'll probably stream for a little bit longer. Next time, I definitely do want to go through the Squaresoft site and check out some of the older shit that was going on down there, and that we have a little bit more information. Part of the problem too is with that website is that it likes to crash. Well, not crash. It just likes to take forever to actually like load up. Case in points. Here, if I click on, I don't know, like NYPD, like there it loaded up pretty fast, but for some reason on like some of the websites or some of the pages for enemies, weapons, whatever have you, it just likes to shit itself. My character info, see, is just taking forever to load up. Poor Melissa, 32, singer on the rise. She had it all. She had the voice, she had a promising career, a crippling medicine addiction. But, like a lot of things, it just tends to fall apart. Totally wasn't the medicine, though. That can't be it. Anyway, with that, I think I'm gonna end things here. Gonna upload this immediately after on YouTube so for anyone watching there. Then hope you enjoyed the stream. If you want to catch them live, then catch them here. For everyone watching here, thank you for joining me. If you want to rewatch any of the VODs, because Twitch is probably going to delete these in like a week, then go ahead on my About page, click on my YouTube, check them out there. I'm going to be uploading a whole bunch. Antonio, if you're still there, I wanted to ask you about editing something, but I'll probably just hit you up in like Discord or something like that. But as always, thanks for joining me. See you next time on Saturday. Peace.